Good morning, New Covenant world. The coming New World Order Covenant, its counterfeit. That's the subject of what I'm sharing with you this morning. Don't know where this come from, but it just came to me a few moments ago when I was looking up scriptures about slumber and sleeping, etc., etc. In the background, while the commotion is going on and while the confusion of mankind increases in the earth, in the background there are people in high places planning to bring about a new world covenant. And it's fake and it's counterfeit, but many will be caught in a trap and accept this new world covenant that the whole world will abide by. The nations will run to it as the answer to the problems in the world. And this covenant will replace the two covenants that have been put in place by God, the old covenant for natural Israel and the new covenant for spiritual Israel. And it will replace, or maybe it's just the new covenant for spiritual Israel, I don't know. But it will replace the old covenants in society as a way to control the world. And all mankind, a generic term for all people, will be in subjection to it and even worship it. As I said, they will all run to it. It will seem such a marvelous thing, a wonderful thing they will proclaim, and there will be rejoicing in this new world covenant. Its name may be changed. There may be variations of the old covenants within it. But the old covenant set up by God, as I've just said, will be discarded. And we have to sit up and take notice, because it will be fake and a delusion. And an illusion of peace and security will be sounded throughout the earth when it's announced. And in this way, the mark of the beast will be implanted into mankind's mind by way of conditioning to abide by it and live. Every man will live by it for a time. But as I said, it's only for a time. There may be a period of peace and security after the distress and anguish, after the confusion that's taken place right now. But the old problems will arise because it doesn't fix or repair the age-old problem of man, which is his enslavement to the flesh. There will be a kind of pseudo-spirituality in the earth, which all will abide by or work towards. It'll even be taught in the educational establishment and put forth by governments. And there will be a collapse of the false order after a while. And the new world covenant, fake covenant, it doesn't include Christ nor the Father. They will be discarded. Many Christians, which is even more concerning, will run to it and declare it as God's kingdom has arrived in the earth at long last. And there will be great rejoicing amongst the households of faith throughout the earth. And those who put their trust in it will be sounding it out as the gospel, will be sounding it out as God's kingdom. But thankfully, the sons and daughters will not take the symbolic mark of the beast, whatever form it takes, and will press on proclaiming Christ as the answer to man's enslavement to the flesh. And it can only come with the revealing of Christ in them as a hope of glory. And as I said, this new world covenant proclaimed by the world will produce a fake Christ, a fake gospel, a fake kingdom. And we hope and pray that Christians have the foresight and the mind to see what's taking place amongst us right now. It's very serious. When this is proclaimed, or the fullness of it is understood, is none of my business. But events are ramping up, as I said in my last video. Events are ramping up for the New World Order proclamation of peace and security to come by some decree or some agenda or narrative that they will set forth in the earth. And the fake rejoicing, as I said, will only be for a while, for a moment. And in the background, God's wrath will be mounting up against all that have rejected the things he put in place for the revealing or the unveiling of Christ in the earth. But as I've said, those who are in Christ have been separated from the flesh, have jumped that chasm into the Spirit for Christ's sake, for his glory. And it's not about, our lives are not about us, not about what we understand or what we know or what we think we know. It's all about Christ. And only when he is revealed and unveiled in the fullness will man's enslavement of the flesh be set free, and there will be a true rejoicing in the land and a healing of the land. Those sticking plasters put on by man won't heal the scars. They hide the scars that all have upon them in their lives. But the full healing of the nations will come from the sons and daughters when Christ is revealed in them. Have a great day.